Hey, it's Tori, and welcome back to my channel. Today we have a very special, wonderful guest that I have been a fan of for a very long time, ever since I discovered her in Alexandria, and now she has just released her first solo single, which is incredible. If you haven't heard it yet, please go and check it out. It is called After the Storm. I have done a reaction to it myself. I'll leave the link down in the description, but please welcome the lovely Dianne Van Giersbergen to my channel. How are you today, Dianne?
I'm good. I'm really happy that I'm here talking to you. I've already seen the reaction video and I loved it. Thank you so very much for recording that.
Yeah, your comment was hilarious because you're so fast, and I was like, of course, I just could not wait to
Yes,
hear it.
you were so fast. Yeah, it was like, is there anyone who has a reaction video or something video about the song yet? And like, bam, there you are. And I was like,
yeah,
this lady is fast. Yeah.
I had to get on it, and not only because I wanted to hear it myself, but because like with reaction channels, it helps artists like yourself who are just starting out with their own like solo project, who people may not have even heard you were doing so, and it just helps you get out there as well. That way.
Yes. And you have a great following, so people are really, really into your channel. I love that.
Yeah, and they also know that, my favorite genre is symphonic metal, which is what your new single is. So they know.
Absolutely is, yeah.
So how have you found the response to the single?
Overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I thought if my video reaches a little bit over 10,000 views in the first week, I would really be a happy singer. And I know that it would have started for me, at that point I would be like, okay, check, I did that. And then after one day, after 24 hours, it was already up at 27,000. And I was like, what's happening here? Now latest that I checked, it was 82, I think, thousand.
Yeah.
This is mental, but in a good way mental.
Yeah,
I really, really hoped that people were still there waiting for me. And obviously I've had people telling me this, but there are always those people that are open about it and they come to your page and they say, we need you back. But those are just the few. And now when I actually released a new song and video, I can really see the numbers going up in both streams and video. And yeah, I didn't know that so many people were still there waiting for me.
Yeah. I personally have been waiting for you to either do something else with Ex Libris, or or possibly do a solo project, which when you announced that on your Facebook, I was like, yes, I'm so excited. I cannot wait, because your voice is it's so beautiful, and it evokes so many emotions in people. And I really love like how in your music videos, or even when you're performing, you're very theatrical with your eyes. And
I already thought that you were going to mention that. Everyone does.
Yeah, and I love that. I love that you're able to convey the emotion that way, and it's really nice to see. And it's really nice to see the support and the backing, because it is one thing on social media to have people tell you that they miss you and that they want you back. But it's another thing when you release something and then you see it. And I can only imagine how overwhelming it has been. And
well, I'm a really grounded person, but this one really knocked me off my feet and lifted me up, because now I was like, and refresh. It's just, I'm really touched by how many people already found my new song and have shown their support and their enthusiasm. And the funny thing is that most of them are saying the exact same things that I'm feeling. The parts they pick up on on which I try to portray the sadness that I still feel about the break with Sandria. People are also picking up on that, and there's a bit of anger in there as well. They also pick up on that, and I don't know. Somehow things just fit, and it was. I love this song. So at first I wanted to write a song also for myself, that would say to me, girl, you can still do this. You don't need everyone. You can just sit behind the piano, find a good team to work with, and see where it gets you. And I think we gotten to the level where I ended up, or where I ended with Sandria, and now I'm trying to step into that level and hopefully pick it up.
Well, from the response you've gotten, I truly believe that
it's totally confirming.
Anywhere from here on out is just gonna go upwards for you. I 100% believe that, and that's what I wanted to bring up also, is just the lyrics of this song are so very personal to you, and I just wanted to know, of course, the breakup did have something to do with the inspiration, but what else inspired you to write those lyrics?
Well, it is about the breakup, but it's about my standing point in the breakup, and then especially the moment right after. The next song will even be more about how I dealt with the breakup, but this is much more me still feeling this, what happened, you guys? And then I'm talking literally to the guys, like, well, how did we get here? I mean, we used to be such a good team, and we had fun together, and we were friends, and what happened? And I obviously I know what happened, but there's still I still dream about being on stage with Sandria, and then I wake up and I think, like somehow I teleported, and I'm now in a situation where, sometimes I can still not wrap my mind about how things went wrong.
Yeah, and sometimes life deals us those kind of blows, and you just look at it and you're like, what happened? Like, how did we end up here? And then you have to put on that brave face and try and like pick yourself up and brush yourself off and move on from it. And
yes, and that's what the song is about, because the whole situation became so poisonous that I had no other option than to leave. And the song is literally, the video is literally me running away from the battlefield in armor, so still carrying with me all the weight and the frustration. And then in the video you can see me throwing that off. It's really unburdening myself and then going towards the light at the end. So that's the future, and it's open, it's bright, but it's also, I need to fill it in still.
Yeah, and I absolutely adored that video and your outfit. It was so beautiful. The dress and the armor as well, just everything coming together. The location, of course, and then just the music on top of that. It was gorgeous, like really, really well done.
Is actually pretty dear to me, even though I hadn't visited for a very long time. We had ideas about the dress, which was designed for me by the tailor witch, which is, she's such a talented tailor, and she does more dresses for people in the genre, and she's amazing. And the armor is from Mytholum, which is a store in Germany. So together they really form the dress that I am wearing in my cover artwork.
Yeah.
I needed to find a landscape which also matches the cover artwork. So where does one find, like, Lord of the Rings landscape to go in? And then I remembered this bridge that you see in the background, and it's actually it's in Echternach. It's called Mühletal, and Echternach is in Luxembourg. And I used to go hiking there with my parents when I was little. And I thought, oh, maybe that's something we can drive up to. and scout locations and see if it matches our vision for the video. And if I say ours, then I'm talking about the guys from Blackbriar who did the video.
Yeah.
And it was just we went there, and every location was like, oh, we can do this and this and this and this. It just fitted. Everything fell into place when we went there. And yeah, it was just brilliant. And you know what maybe even the best thing was about that day of shooting? I was there in armor and in full dress with the makeup on and the hair done. And there were tourists everywhere. You don't see them in the video, but believe me, behind the camera, loads of people like, what's going on here? But there were also little girls who came up to me and then asked me, are you a princess? And then I was just staring down at little me all over again, except for when I went hiking there was no princess in armor. But I got to kneel down, look this girl in the face, and says, yes, I'm a real princess.
Yeah.
And it was because she will remember forever.
Yeah.
And I remembered that spot from when I was little, and now it was another full circle. This album will give me so many full circles, and this was one.
Yeah, and just to talk about my own experience with that too. So my husband and I, we like to go to Comic-Cons and things like that. So I do cosplay. And last year I dressed as, the Little Mermaid, Ariel. I had so many little girls approach me and be like, can I get a photo with like my favorite princess? And it's like, it just melts your heart. So I can understand 100% what you were feeling in that moment. It's just, like you say, you see yourself in that little girl, and you see like their sparkling eyes and their imagination just going wild. And
this is very important. Our little people, the children, they are not polluted yet with all kinds of stupid things that people invent and pressures we put onto one another, and how we have to look, how we have to act, how we have to deal with other people, things that we have to achieve in life because otherwise we don't matter, we don't count. Society. But the children don't have that yet. This is pure magic.
Yes.
So believe me, I don't think I am a princess, but I can totally say to this girl, yes, I am a princess. And with that, give her a dream she can believe in. And this little magic that's still in the brains, it just has another chance to grow and to shine and
and who knows,
because that's what we're trying to create with our music, right? Magic. We are all just adults who want to go back into oblivion and into that blissful moment of feeling no pressure, no negativity, nothing like that. We just want
that innocence.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's what music is for me as well. It's one of those, like, you put your headset on or your earbuds in and you put something on, and it takes you away for a moment from everything. And that's
if you find good music that fits you like a glove, you can get into this total state of bliss, and it like you say, it transports you into another world, maybe.
And that's what I love about this song and your first single, is that it is very transformative and it does transport you, and you're even with just being your first single, your storytelling and how you write the lyrics is really wonderful. And I wanted to touch on that. Like, what is your songwriting process like? How do you go about it? Do you like see inspiration in everyday life and like jot down notes, or do you like have to sit down and focus on something?
I wanted to say the first, because that would be what I would like to be. But it's not. No, I have to focus. I love to listen to some music that really inspires me, and for me, mostly that's classical music. Especially because the lyrical lines in there are inspiring to write vocal lines for myself. For this song, I actually listened to a lot of music from the yeah, I only know like impressionism, which is like I don't know the English way, but like very dreamy music in classical music. That's basically it. And then obviously like take the vocal lines and then put them into some kind of pop form, because classical music is really different than popular music. So I needed to find a way to, how can I make this catchy, because classical music, can be like all over the place, and that's not what we want for symphonic metal, because it has to be catchy. People have to catch on trying to sing along. So that's what I do. I listen to a lot of those kind of songs, and then I sit down behind my grand piano and think, how would this fit into a song that I could sing, and that I could also, of course, put the lyrics on that I already had in mind. So I didn't write the lyrics yet, but I have a clear idea of what they should be about, which emotions I want to have in the lyric. And then I teamed up with Jo, so I had my ideas, he had his ideas, and we just, like threw them together. And then tried to fine tune things. So that's basically it. And then it grows, so it's not one writing session and it's done. It's like one writing session, you take things home, you listen to it a lot, you brainstorm, you think, okay, so here it's missing, here it's a little bit too much. It's like a recipe or a painting that it still needs refinement, and it needs time for you to realize where you should alter things.
Right. It's just like that kind of like organic growth in a way.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we in ourselves as human beings and with our emotions, we're never going to be 100% happy with something ourselves have produced. We're always going to find something that when we listen back, when we're like, oh, I should have done this or I should have done that. But I think for this first solo single that you have put out, I think it was the absolute perfect choice for coming back, because it does speak on, of course, there's been like a 5-year hiatus.
Yeah, well, I've been away for 1 year where I totally went offline.
Yeah,
trying to refocus, and I already knew that I wanted to do this, but I didn't knew how.
Yeah.
And also not how to make it work with restarting up my jewelry business. And Exlibris, and I also have a podcast. So I have a lot of things going on, and I also wanted to do the solo album, but I needed to find some way to make that work, which now turns out to be the 5-year release with 2 singles each year.
Yeah. Which I cannot wait to hear. Like, I am so very excited for you and for this journey you're about to go on. And speaking of that, I know you worked with specific musicians for this song. Are those going to change, or are you going to reach out to different people and work with different musicians?
Yeah. Each song will have different musicians. So I don't know yet, because so far there are no musicians that I've contacted yet for the upcoming songs. I'm also not too afraid of that, because it's either a yes or a no, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Right.
But for this song, the musicians that are on here are also friends, so it was really like this kind of nice and safe feeling to start out with obviously very, very talented musicians that everybody knows. But at the same time, they're also good friends, and they all supported me during the breakup with Sandria. And that was really nice, like showing them my music and say, like, do you like it? Do you think it's a good direction for me? Does it fit? And do you like it so much that you would want to join me on the record? And they all said yes. Not one of them was like, I don't know.
Which then that also boosts your confidence as well, because you need people like that to help you. So
exactly. Yeah.
And speaking of that, if you could ever do like a duet or collaborate with another vocalist, like who would it be and why?
I want it's the obvious question, right?
It is, yeah.
Well, let me just first say that I received multiple messages from singers saying that I am their vocal inspiration, and I love this because obviously Taria is my vocal inspiration.
Yeah.
And I listened to her a lot when I discovered her in Nightwish, still then.
Me too.
And, when I was younger, and I was already on my way of becoming a singer, but well, that definitely pushed me into this direction. So yeah, I would. The one duet that I still would want to do is with Taria, and I think with us being both classical trained, that would be very interesting.
Yeah, I think so too. And she's that, for me also, she's the one who helped me get into symphonic metal. And
yeah,
she's that voice, that I think a lot of people in our shoes who did find her in Nightwish and we're like, we didn't particularly know symphonic metal existed, and then Nightwish came along with Taria, and then it's like, what is this magic? What
exactly that. I had it like this as well.
Yeah, just the classical and then the metal just really coming together, because I'm like you. Of course I love my metal and my rock, but I also love classical music and movie scores and things like that. And it's really amazing having them both coming together. And then of course you've got vocals on top of it, and that's why when I found Exandria and found it was when you were with them and I heard your voice, and I was like, oh, another one I can add to my list. Like you just have such, I know I've said it before, but you just have such an incredible, touching voice for me, and yeah, that's why I was so excited, and that's why I got my reaction out so quickly. So I know you did like a celebration live stream on your Facebook and your Instagram. And I was in there, so I did see some of the things you were saying, and I know people were mentioning about maybe a Patreon or, crowdfunding or something like that. Is that something you would like to do?
Ever since the live stream, I'm thinking about that, because I didn't expect people to be wanting me to do that. Because I already have the jury, so I had my way of saying to my fans, if you want to support me, you can do it via buying a jury item. But now that, because I asked in the live stream, would you be up for that? And there were so many people saying, oh yes, that I was like,
myself being one of them. Yep.
Yeah, and I didn't expect that. So now I'm actually thinking about that, but I would do it in a crowdfunding way. So I would not start I lost the word.
Patreon.
I wouldn't Patreon. I would not start that and then have it go on forever, because I need a target. And I don't have the time to do a full-on Patreon, because I have so many things going on. I don't need yet another job, which Patreon is, to be honest.
It is, and that's why I personally don't have one either. People have asked me, and I'm just like, well, one, you have to think of all the different levels of monetary. It's just a lot of work, like you say, and it's just a lot that goes into it. Whereas crowdfunding, you can set that goal and then you can reach that goal, and that also brings me to, would you ever think about bringing like merch items like t-shirts or things like that?
Yeah, I've actually been thinking about releasing my cover artwork as a t-shirt. That's a good face, because I was going to say, I don't know if people would want that, but you're already like,
I would absolutely. If as soon as you put it out there that you were doing it, and if you had pre-orders, I would absolutely pre-order it, because I want to.
I'm thinking about doing that, like having a pre-order and then see how many people are interested, and then actually manufacturing it or having it manufactured.
Yeah, because that's another way to.
I'm doing everything by myself, I don't have a label yet, might come, I don't know. But so far, I'm doing everything by myself. I don't have a manager, I don't have a publisher. So the whole t-shirt thing, I will think about that a little bit later.
Yeah. Of course, there's no rush with that. It's just something that you can, like, have for future reference, or because of course, if I'm interested, I definitely know other fans of yours are going to be interested in that also, because it's another great way to support you, as well as buying the album, or streaming your music, and of course wearing it out in public, and getting questions about, oh, who is that? I really love the artwork or something. I'm like, oh, this is So I think it's a good thing to think on. I know you said you're by yourself and it is a lot of work. I don't have the level of things going on that you do, but with the channel, I everything is me. I do everything myself, and I know how much work it is, and I can't imagine other things on top of that. So I I can't imagine how busy you are. But I know we've been talking for about 30 minutes, and I am going to wrap this up because I'm sure you're very, very busy. So I just wanted to say a huge, huge congratulations on the new solo. Is there any time frame of when the next single will be out, or anything?
Well, to be honest, I'm doing more interviews today, and it kind of got me nervous. Everyone's asking that, and I didn't write any note, any word yet.
Okay.
So I have no clue. I promised 2 singles a year, and I will try to reach that target. But I still have to write something.
No, I understand, and of course we'll all be here waiting for you when you do, and we know how much you have going on and how busy you are. And
the good thing is that with this way of releasing my music, I will take you onto the journey also, process-wise. So whenever I'm writing, I might just upload a photo of, hey, I'm behind the grand piano again, and I think I've come up with a really nice vocal line, something like this. So I will take you step by step on the journey towards the next single.
And that's what I've loved about this process also, is your social media presence, and taking us behind the scenes, because we don't really get to see that a lot, and it's nice to be included in that. And so I want to thank you, and I want to congratulate you, and just thank you for being wonderful, and for your talent, and for putting your music out there for us. And I appreciate you. And do you have any closing words for people who may be watching this?
Well, only words of thanks. So I love all the it's overwhelming, the support that I've received, and I've received more sweet messages than I can ever answer. My arm and my fingers actually hurt from doing this on my phone. It's been overwhelming, and if you know anyone else who would enjoy my song After the Storm, then be sure to send them the link to the video, or your favorite streaming platform, or whatever, and I'll just be here smiling.
Yeah, well, of course, I will definitely do that. And that's one of the reasons I had to get my reaction out as soon as possible. But guys, I will definitely be putting Dianne's, all her social media links and her YouTube channel down in the description. Please head on over. Yeah, and her jewelry. Anything to do with Dianne, I will put in the description. Please head on over and, show her some support that way. Much love. Thank you so much, Dianne. Bye, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to become a Taurian. Speaking of becoming a Taurian, all of my social media links and my Discord link are down in the description. We'd absolutely love to have you come hang out in the Discord community, and I will see you guys in the next video. Rock on.